All right, I believe I'm joined with the one and only Billie Starkz. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
Thank you so much for being on the show this evening. I appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Before we get into the questions, I've met you before. Obviously, I met you at Girl Fight Wrestling at Jeffersonville, Indiana. Um, I think that was the show that you went up against Jordan Grace. Um,
Oh, the from Grace. Yes.
yes. I was at that show. I had a good time at that show. Y'all two put on an incredible match, and I think the crowd was into it as well. So that was an awesome match.
Oh, thank you.
So with all that being said, let's just go ahead and get started. How did you get started into wrestling? How did it start off for you?
So I originally got into wrestling because of my stepdad, Mouse, who's a photographer, Mouse Wrestling Adventures. And when he introduced me to wrestling, it was WWE, and we just lay on the couch and watch that. And then one day, in my head, I was just like, yeah, I'm becoming a professional wrestler. And then slowly over time, we started to go to independent shows, and it grew into I started training, or I started photography, then I started training, and then we're at the point we are now.
That's awesome. So prior to the wrestling, you said you did some photography. What was that experience like? Just being the one taking pictures and what was that experience like?
It was actually a really, really good experience for me. It helped me get a lot of connections and be able to talk to a lot of people. Um, and it made me, like, before I even started training, I had a wrestling family. And when I started actually wrestling, I had so many more people there to help me and make me a better wrestler.
Definitely. So the photography thing turned out good. You get a good feel. The storytelling aspect and everything, and just get a glimpse. One thing that's made me a fan of wrestling when I was young was the storytelling aspect. And getting that crowd reaction. So, for you to get that feel for it as a photographer, and that led to where you are now, that's definitely saying something. And I've seen a lot of your matches like on the internet prior to seeing you at the Girl Fight Wrestling show at Jeffersonville, and you are definitely an incredible wrestler. You are talented, you're gifted, you're a fan favorite. People love you. People love the hair. People just love you all around. And you definitely if you've already made a name for yourself, and I feel like 2020 for you, it's gonna be even bigger because you're doing this the right way. You are a true professional in and out the ring. So I have a lot of respect for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm really, really excited for what 2020 brings. I feel like it's going to be a great year.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. And, speaking of Girl Fight Wrestling, they got a big show next Tuesday night. They're not going to be at Jeffersonville this time. They had a new home, actually, at Clarkville.
Yes, it's at Malice Manor.
So, there's plenty of talented girls on the card. I believe you will be there as well.
Yes.
So, talk about your, being part of Girl Fight Wrestling. How did that came to be with you?
Um, I originally went to Girl Fight as a fan. I remember really, really old shows where there was Solo Darling on the card, Samantha Heights, and people like that. And it's weird when I was so small and as a fan now being part of it. It just makes me love Girl Fight Wrestling even more. And I went from a fan, and then I became really close friends with Pondo, and me and my family have gotten really close to him over the past few years. And he originally, the joke was he was going to be the one who trained me, and then he helped me find Grindhouse Pro where I trained. And yeah, that's kind of how I got stuck with Girl Fight. It's kind of one of my homes is wrestling. Like, if I want to wrestle and I know I don't have any other place to go, I know I always have Girl Fight.
Girl Fight Wrestling has definitely done incredible things throughout the last several years. Shout out to Pondo. I've gotten a chance to talk with him on several occasions. He's a good dude, genuine good dude, and for a guy like him who's been in wrestling himself for a long time to have the career that he had, and now he's given women wrestlers like yourself a platform, giving women wrestling a platform, and this Girl Fight Wrestling has not just been in the tri-state, in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, but they've been in Texas, they've been in Colorado, they've been in Florida, they've been in a plethora of states here in the United States. So how does it feel to see someone like Pondo, having a all woman company and you being part of it?
I think it allows for like great opportunities for all like different girls to be able to have opportunity to wrestle. And I love that Girls Fight travels and is not stuck to one home area. Due to that, like traveling, I get to meet more people, and then I get to meet new fans and see new places.
So Girl Fight Wrestling presents We Won the World. That's coming at you on January the 14th. That is next Tuesday at the Malice Manor at 640 Providence Way. It's at Clarksville, Indiana. Front row tickets are $15. General admission are $10. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. And some of the wrestlers that are on the card is yourself, Ella, Heidi Katrina, Alley Cat, Charlie Cool, Blair Onyx, Jody Threat, and so many more. So if you are in the Clarksville area, or even if you're in the Jeffersonville area and you feel like, enjoying a wrestling show on a Tuesday night, go support women wrestling. Go support Girl Fight Wrestling. Go support Billie Starkz. I noticed I haven't seen the matches scheduled, but I just seen the girls. You have any idea who you're going up against next Tuesday?
I have no idea yet. I'm excited to see. Currently, there are so many amazing girls on the card, so I'd be happy with any of them as my opponent.
True, absolutely. So in addition to Girl Fight Wrestling, what are some other upcoming shows that you would like to promote that your fans need to keep an eye on?
This Friday, I have St. Louis Anarchy. I'm tagging with Evan and Everett Connor versus Angela Slane and her tag team partners. And I feel like that's going to be a great time. It's on IWTV. And then next Saturday, January 18th, I have Black Label Pro.
And for people that wants to learn more or keep up with you as far as, upcoming shows and things like that, what are some of your social media links that the people should follow?
All of my social media is at Billie Starkz, and it's Billie spelled Billie and Starkz Starkz. And yes, Starkz ends with a Z. I know it's a little weird for people sometimes.
The Z can cut people off guard, but I like it. The Z at the end. So putting in the work, she's dedicated to the sport. So she will really appreciate if you go out there and not only watch her matches, but buy her merch. Support these ladies. Support these indie wrestlers. So you're obviously excited about the new year. Who are some wrestlers out there, male or female, that you would like to go up against one day? Those you haven't had a chance to compete against yet.
I really, really would love to have a singles match with Angela Slane.
I'm definitely familiar with Tyler Matrix. Definitely a fan of Tyler. Very, very talented for sure. You definitely got a chance to witness a lot of things. You paid your dues. You worked your way up. You have any like favorite moments in your wrestling career that stood out to you? Championships or a match that you had You got any like favorite moments?
I have like a few. My first match, after my match, I injured my ankle, and Samantha Heights came, Joey, Cole Radrick, and Jordan Rose and a few other people all came to see me, and that was the time I was put into IFHY, and that was a really, really great moment for me. Um, and then I recently got to have a match with a really, really close friend of mine, Nolan Edwards, and I had an amazing time, and I enjoyed it so much, and it makes me realize why I love wrestling.
That's some incredible moments. One thing I notice, men and women alike, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, wrestling, there could be a whole lot of politics here and there. But it's always encouraging when the wrestlers, they bond with each other. They travel with each other. They get a chance to live their dream. And anyone that lives their dream, that's a good thing. How do you feel about the support that you get from your peers and the fans that has followed your career up to this point?
I think I have an amazing support system. Like, my family is so there for me, and I love them so much for that. I always have my mom, I always have Mouse, and I always have this wrestling family that is always there for me. I have the members of ISHY, I have the Lost Boys, and I have literally almost every wrestler in Indiana backing me up.
That is awesome. And Billy, I want to thank you so much for taking this time and doing this interview. I appreciate it. It was good to meet you last year, and you might end up seeing me at Clarksville next Tuesday. I might be making that trip right after work. Uh, and I live in Kentucky. I see that you are out in Louisville. Um,
Yeah.
so Clarksville is not that bad of a drive from Lexington. That's where I live at currently. So that's about an hour long drive. So I definitely have to make the trip. And if I end up being exhausted the following Monday, so be it. But I can brag to my coworkers. I check out this awesome show called Girl Fight Wrestling. And this wrestler named Billie Starkz, she's truly epic and she's awesome and you should check her out. So I got that going for me. Uh, so, but great chatting with you, Billy. Thank you again. Continued success and thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
No problem. I can't wait to see you Tuesday at Girl Fight.
Absolutely, Girl Fight Wrestling. We won the world. Next Tuesday night, Clarksville, Indiana, Malice Manor. Go to the Girl Fight Wrestling on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more details. And not just for next Tuesday's show, but for future shows down the road. You have a good night, Billy.
You too.